Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. The life of a WWE superstar includes major moments such as contract signings, debut matches, and championship wins, to name a few. Triple H has been integral to many of these junctures in recent years, and now he's revealing a must-see look at one recent happening that is rumored to be the start of a massive push. The game's hands-on involvement seems to add credibility to those rumors. WWE rehired B-Fab in August 2022 after the initial Hit Row debacle from the year before. She has been managing the Street Profits on SmackDown, and up until earlier this month, her only 2024 in-ring action was a Raw Battle Royal in late February. Her surprise ring return came on November 3rd at a non-televised live event in Ireland, where she and Myken defeated Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. This same match was booked on all 4 nights of the tour, confirming a reboot of sorts in the works for B-Fab. The Vibe then entered the tournament to crown the inaugural WWE Women's United States Champion, but B-Fab and Candice LeRae were defeated by Bayley in the Triple Threat Tournament opener. This came the same night the hip-hop artist received more on-screen time with a backstage segment on SmackDown. Sources later revealed what led to B-Fab getting increased TV time and what people backstage were saying about the 34-year-old. Triple H took to X this week to praise B-Fab for last week's match while including a rare behind-the-scenes look at how he was hands-on during her pre-show rehearsals. The chief content officer also seemed to confirm that the Triple Threat was seen as Brandi's official debut, despite working over 20 matches for WWE since making her in-ring debut in December 2019. Last week, at the Vibe, Brie made a big impact in her #SmackDown debut. All of the hard work continues to pay off, Triple H wrote with the video below. B-Fab later responded to the cerebral assassin. She gave credit to the boss for what she's learned. Learning from the best. Flexed biceps emoji, face holding back tears emoji, B-Fab wrote. B-Fab had just 2 standard TV matches before her recent SmackDown Triple Threat. She defeated Katrina Cortez on the September 14, 2021 edition of NXT, but 2 weeks later was beaten by Elektra Lopez in an NXT no DQ match. B-Fab works WWE Speed match on her birthday. B-Fab did not appear on this week's WWE SmackDown after her recent reboot. However, she did work this week's double taping from Salt Lake City, losing a speed match to Natalya. B-Fab also appeared on the taped SmackDown, which will air next Friday. The Vibe celebrated her 34th birthday on Friday at SmackDown. WWE took to X to wish her a happy birthday. B-Fab had a major milestone in 2023 as her main roster in-ring debut came with her Royal Rumble debut, entering 7th and being eliminated after 36 seconds by winner Rhea Ripley. Her major 2024 milestone came in the form of her WrestleMania debut, assisting the Pride in its street fight win over the Final Testament. The backstage area at WWE's flagship arena was bustling with activity as it always was before a major event. Wrestlers stretched and warmed up, crew members hurriedly set up camera angles, and producers finalized scripts. Among them was Paul Triple H Levesque, WWE's chief content officer, who appeared uncharacteristically focused on something not related to his usual responsibilities. His eyes were set on a rising superstar who had been making waves both in the ring and with the fans, Lyra Knight. Lyra, the 27-year-old sensation from Dublin, had captivated audiences with her athleticism, charisma, and a rags-to-riches story that resonated deeply. Tonight marked her debut championship match on a premium live event, and the stakes couldn't have been higher. But there was something more than just professional pride at stake. Triple H saw in Lyra a spark that reminded him of his own early days, and he wanted this moment to be perfect. The bond behind the scenes. As Lyra paced nervously backstage, her custom-designed ring gear glittering under the bright lights, Triple H approached her with a calm yet commanding presence. "Nervous?" he asked, his trademark smirk softening into an encouraging smile. Lyra nodded. "I've dreamed about this moment my entire life. I just don't want to mess it up." Triple H placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. Everyone feels that way before their big moment. The trick is to channel it. You've earned this, Lyra. Trust yourself. Trust your training. And remember, this isn't just a match, it's your story. Own it. Lyra smiled, visibly relaxing. Thanks, Hunter. That means a lot. But Triple H wasn't done. What unfolded next was something rare, the game himself stepping out of his executive role to personally fine-tune every detail of Lyra's match. Crafting a star-making moment. Triple H gathered the production team, ring crew, and even Lyra's opponent, veteran heel and reigning champion Selena Storm. Together, they dissected every beat of the match, from the opening lockup to the climactic finishing sequence. We need to tell a story that people will remember for years, Triple H said, gesturing animatedly. Lyra is the underdog who refuses to quit, and Selena is the dominant champion who underestimates her. The audience needs to feel like they're on a roller coaster. The highs, the lows, the near falls, it all has to matter. Selena, a seasoned professional, nodded in agreement. I'm all in. Let's give her the rub she deserves. Triple H even went as far as to personally choreograph a few critical spots, including a breathtaking moment where Lyra would counter Selena's finisher mid-air into her own signature move, the Skyfall DDT. Timing is everything, Triple H emphasized, demonstrating the sequence in slow motion. If this doesn't hit perfectly, it'll look sloppy. But if you nail it, instant classic. A hands-on approach. What surprised everyone most was how hands-on Triple H became during rehearsals. He rolled up his sleeves, stepped into the ring, and worked directly with Lyra and Selena to ensure every move felt fluid and authentic. Remember, he said, addressing Lyra after a particularly intense sequence, wrestling isn't just about moves, it's about emotion. The way you sell a near fall, the way you look out into the crowd after a big kick out, that's what they'll remember. Lyra hummed on his every word, soaking in the wisdom of one of the greatest minds in the business. The big night. When the moment finally arrived, the arena was electric. Fans held up signs for Lyra, chanting her name even before her entrance music hit. Backstage, Triple H stood by the monitor, arms crossed, his expression a mix of pride and anticipation. Lyra's entrance was nothing short of spectacular. Draped in a flowing emerald cape that paid homage to her Irish heritage, she exuded confidence despite the butterflies in her stomach. Selena Storm followed, her swagger and taunts igniting a chorus of boos from the crowd. As the bell rang, the match unfolded like a perfectly written symphony. Selena dominated early on, using her size and strength advantage to wear Lyra down. But every time it seemed like Lyra was out of it, she found a way to fight back, rallying the crowd with her resilience. The turning point came when Selena attempted her patented Stormbreaker powerbomb. As rehearsed, Lyra countered mid-air, twisting into the Skyfall DDT. The crowd erupted in disbelief as Selena hit the mat with a thunderous crash. The emotional climax. The final moments of the match were a masterclass in storytelling. Lyra climbed to the top rope, her body aching but her determination unwavering. She leapt off with her finishing move, the Emerald Flight, a breathtaking corkscrew splash. 1, 2, 3. The bell rang, and the crowd exploded. Lyra Knight was the new women's champion. Backstage, Triple H couldn't contain his smile. He turned to Shawn Michaels, who had joined him at the monitor. She nailed it, Shawn said, clapping his longtime friend on the back. She didn't just nail it, Triple H replied. She owned it. A special moment. After the match, Triple H surprised Lyra by coming out to the ring himself, a rare gesture that underscored how significant this moment was. Holding a microphone, he addressed the roaring crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, he began, his voice booming with pride, this is what it's all about. Blood, sweat, and tears. Passion, dedication, and heart. Lyra Knight embodies everything we stand for in WWE. Handing Lyra the microphone, he stepped back, giving her the spotlight she had earned. Choking back tears, Lyra addressed the fans. This moment isn't just mine, it's ours. Every person who's ever been told they're not good enough, who's had to fight for their dreams, this is for you. The crowd erupted into chants of "You deserve it." Backstage aftermath. As Lyra returned backstage, still clutching her championship, she was greeted with applause from the entire locker room. Triple H was waiting for her at the end of the line, his arms crossed, a proud smile on his face. "You did it," he said simply. "Thanks to you," Lyra replied. Triple H shook his head. "You did this. I just gave you the tools. You're the one who brought it to life." The legacy begins. That night marked the beginning of Lyra Knight's legacy, but it also served as a testament to Triple H's enduring passion for the business. Despite his executive role, he had proven once again that he was willing to roll up his sleeves and invest in the future of WWE. As the night wound down, Triple H reflected on what had just transpired. Lyra's moment wasn't just a win for her, it was a win for the entire industry. And as he watched her celebrate with her family and fans, he couldn't help but feel that this was only the beginning. For Lyra Knight. For WWE. And for the magic of wrestling.